Hello everyone, welcome back again to another video. So today we are going to look at some more Ultra Premier League battles for the team, highlighting last weekend's Community Day EV featuring double evolution Sylveon and Flareon, which in my opinion is the best PvP relevant after Umbreon. So during this Community Day weekend, every evolution got a exclusive move, and so Sylveon have received Psyshock, which give coverage against the poison type, and Superpower for Flareon, which gives coverage against the rock type, which just walls the fire typing. And for my third Pokemon, I chose Gallade, which is having a fantastic moveset that have super coverages against both Sylveon and Flareon. Gallade have got access to Confusion, which chunks the poison typing, and which Sylveon struggles to, and Close Combat, which does well against the steel typing as well. So for Flareon, which struggles against water and rock typing, Gallade have access to Leaf Blade, which deals super effective damage to them. So for the Ultra Premier Cup, both Sylveon and Flareon is a spicy pick in this cup, and this might surprise your opponent. But for Flareon, which have been already featured by one of the content creator, maybe Home Slice Henry, so he used Flareon with Ember, Superpower and Flamethrower, but I am using Fire Spin, Superpower and Overeat, because Overeat being of same energy as of Flamethrower, which is 55, but with more damage. I just want to get the raw more damage onto my opponents. That's why I'm using Fire Spin and Overheat, followed up by Sylveon using Charm, Psyshock and Moonblast, and Gallade with Confusion, Close Combat and Leaf Blade. So without further more delay, let's get ahead into the battles. So moving into the first battle, we have got Jellicent, which is perfect because my backline is just weak to Jellicent, either be it Bubble or Hex. So this is just an attack coming through. This is going to be a Shadow Ball, which I'll tank, and I'll just keep on charming this Jellicent, and let's see what they do. They just swap into Abomasnow, and I just have my Flareon to handle this, and this Fire Spin just chunks. This is just a Wither Ball, which does not deal much damage, and one more Wither Ball coming through. I can easily tank it, and I'll farm up a bit, and I might go back to back Superpower to the next. What is coming back? No, I go for the Overheat to deal more damage onto this Jellicent. So let's see, one more attack coming through. This might be a Shadow Ball, which it is, and my Flareon goes down, and I'll be coming back with my Sylveon too. And now they comes in with a Scrafty, which does take double super effective damage from Charm because of that fighting and dark typing, and there is no way the opponent can play this out. And one more Psyshock, but it is not enough. It will only go down to Charm, and this is the first battle. I just got that. GG's. Moving to the next battle, we have a great lead over here with Gallade, and they just swap into a Swampert. I'll now swap into my Gallade because of this. It has got access to Leaf Blade, which will just one shot if it goes unshielded. Hydro Cannon coming through, I'll just tank it, and one more Hydro Cannon, which over here I'll definitely shield. And now let's see if I can charge up a bit to throw back to back Leaf Blade to this Swampert, and it does go down to 1. Let's see what they have got in the back. They come back with their Gallade, and I'm just going to throw the next Leaf Blade. This might get the first shield, and I do get the first shield, and I just swap out into my Sylveon once again. This is going to be a Leaf Blade, which is neutral, and it is fine. Sylveon is quite tanky, and they come with an Venusaur, and this Psyshock over here is dealing super effective damage because of the partial poison typing on this Venusaur. And this is just going to be a Frenzy Plant, which will take me out, but I have my Flareon in the back to take this game. And this, as you can see, this Fire Spin just shreds the Venusaur over here. One more Sludge Bomb coming through, and I'll shield it. And now over here I tried to catch one move on Gallade, but I was not able to do that. This is just going to be a Frenzy Plant, which will not take me out, and I'll be okay. It's a Sludge Bomb, and I have got enough energy to throw a Overeat, which is more than enough to take this Gallade, and it does. And one more Fire Spin to take down the Venusaur as well. So hopping into the next battle, we have Shadow Snorlax in the lead, and this Charm is neutral to this Shadow Snorlax. And at this moment I thought this is going to just be a Body Slam, but No, it's not. It's just going to be a heavy slam which deals super active damage because of the fairy typing on the Sylveon. And now I'll throw this Psyshock over here. And I do land the Psyshock and I'm just going to swap into my Gallade to get ahead on energy. This is going to be a body slam, which is fine. But Gallade is so glassy over here. And they come with an Abomasnow. And over here I'll shield the first Weather Ball. And let's see if I can get one Leaf Blade and one close combat to this Abomasnow to take this game out. And over here I did the mistake which will cost me the game over here. I do let it go and I just come back with my Flareon to take this thing down. And they're charging up a bit and I do a excellent catch into my Sylveon which is low on health, but they just swap into their own Swampert, and Swampert with Hydro Cannon will deal super active damage and I might lose to this. Double shielding the Gallade would have been a great gameplay over here, but because of that I concede this match. And yeah, one more Hydro Cannon and this is to my opponent. So now moving into the next battle, we have Swampert in the lead, which is perfect because both my Pokemons in the back are weak to Swampert in a 2-shield scenario. And this is just going to be a Hydro Cannon or a Earthquake. It is an Earthquake which I can definitely tank because Sylveon is quite tanky in the Ultra League. And over here this is a Hydro Cannon which I'll shield and I'll charm this thing down. I might do a double shield because Sylveon is so much ahead on energy right now and have some energy loaded whatever is there in the back. And they come back with a Machamp over here, which is quite surprising because both Charm and Psyshock will deal super effective damage, and I can throw one more Psyshock over here which might get the second shield, and I do get the final shield and I have got my Gallade in the back with Confusion to delete this Machamp absolutely. This is going to be a Rock Slide which is resisted, but Gallade being so glassy takes quite a bit of damage. This was not enough for a Rock Slide. This might be this is a Cross Chop over here and Machamp does go down, and they have got a Venusaur in the back. I thought of going one Leaf Blade and one Close Combat, but I forced him to dump their energy onto my Gallade. So right now my Flareon can come back and get some farm over here and throw. This might be a Sludge Bomb or Frenzy Plant which is resisted. I'm fine with it, and now I'm just going to throw this Super Power which will give me the game. Moving into the final battle of the first set. So I have got a lead of Muck, which is terrible for the Sylveon. I'm just going to swap into my Gallade, which with Confusion will chunk this Muck, and this is enough for a Dark Pulse, might be, and which it is, which is neutral. And now they come with an Excadrill over here. So I'm just going to throw this Leaf Blade to get the first shield, and I'm going back with my Leaf Blade again to get the second shield, but I don't get it over here, and I am forcing the opponent to throw over here, dump their energy onto my Gallade, and right now I'm just going to come back with my Sylveon, and this is going to be a Rock Slide which I'll shield because I want to preserve health on my Sylveon. And they might come back with their Muck over here and they just throw. This is going to be a Thunder Punch or a Dark Pulse. This is a Dark Pulse which is resisted, which was not a ideal move to throw at this Sylveon, and they come with an Roserade over here. I'm just going to counter swap into my Flareon, which will just delete with this Fire Spin, and they are throwing again. So this might be a Thunder Punch, and I'll shield and I'll farm up quite a bit to Super Power, and I no bubble it. They might shield it over here, and I have enough one more Super Power to throw at this Muck, and this will give me the game. So 4-1 in the first set, and let's see if you can get more wins in the next set. So picking up a terrible lead over here and swapping into my Gallade over here again, and this Confusion chunks this poison typing Muck over here, and they just throw a Thunder Punch, and which I'll tank, and they just come with an Surfaced over here, which is quite surprising because of the fighting typing. Confusion will absolutely delete this surfaced, and which it is. Now I'm going to throw this close combat, which is resisted, but coming from an attack weighted Pokemon like Gallade is just going to ramp this up. And now over here I am coming back with my Flareon, which is going to be hit by a Thunder Punch, which I am fine with. And now I'm just going to overload on energy and shield whatever this muck is throwing. And let's see how we can take this out. And it do get down, and they have got a Venusaur or a Roserade over here, which, yeah, a Roserade, which my Flareon can handle. This overheat over here is going to overkill this Roserade and giving me the game. So GG's. So moving into the next battle, we have here Jolteon. Jolteon is quite rare in this Ultra Premier meta because it is quite classy, and as you can see, this charm is chunking quite a bit from this Jolteon, and I just let go of this first discharge, which does a decent amount of damage, and I snuck in one charm through as well. This is going to be one more discharge which I let it go, and I'll completely farm this thing down and throw one Psyshock to whatever is coming. I believe it's Glaceon, and I do have the switch over here. I'll come back with my Flareon, and now they come back with their Gengar, which my Confusion Gallade can easily handle. This is going to be a Shadow Punch or a Shadow Ball, which is extremely good, and I just farm this thing down, and they have nowhere to go. This is Leaf Blade, which I might get the final shield over here, and one more Leaf Blade to chunk some health, and my Flareon in the back is enough to take this Glaceon out. I snuck in a Fire Spin, and so if she can shield this, and I will get the game. Yeah, GG's. So now moving on to the next game, we have here Swampert against our Sylveon over here, which is fine because my back 2 Pokemon does not want to face Swampert in a 2 shield scenario, and this is a Hydrocan which I can tank, and they just come back with an Alolan Muck, and I just come back with my Gallade over here. This is going to be a Dark Pulse, which is neutral to the Gallade because of the Psychic and Fighting typing. I charged up quite a bit, and I'm just going to throw this first close combat, which might get the first shield, and now I'm just going to come back with my Flareon and farm this thing completely down. I might shield over here. This is a Sludge Wave, which is a pretty good call, and let's see if I can farm this thing down. One more attack coming through. This is going to be a Dark Pulse, which I'll also shield, double shielding my Flareon and farming quite a bit, and if throwing this first overheat, which will deal quite a bit of damage, which I get the shield as well. And let's see, they have got a Grand Ball in the back, and I'm just going to throw this Moonblast, which is enough to take this Grand Ball out because Grand Ball is so glassy in the Ultra Premier as well. And yes, this is going to be a Hydro Cannon, which my Sylveon is going to go down, and I'll charge up a bit for this overheat over here, and with resisted damage this overheat will take the Swampert out. This is the reason I am running overheat and not Flamethrower over here. So hopping into the next battle, picking up a great lead against Dragonite, and they just swap into their Roserade, a Poison Jab Roserade as well. So I just come with my Gallade over here and letting the first Weather Ball go through. This Confusion is just absolutely chunking this Gallade, and I snuck in one more Confusion. So if I can shield this, I will shield this, and I will get the switch as well, and going for the resisted Leaf Blade in order to get the first shield over here. I do get the first shield, and I'm just going to come back definitely with my Sylveon to farm this thing down. Let's see if I can farm this thing down, or they might swap out. This does nothing over here, and I swap out into my Flareon over here, and they came with their Machamp. Dynamic Punch coming through, which will just one shot my Flareon, which I am fine with. I have got a Sylveon and one more shield, but this Dragonite and Machamp are both weak to Sylveon, and the opponent just concedes the match. So moving on to the next battle, we have over here, we have a lead. Okay, a pretty good Sylveon mirror lead. Let's see, this is just going to be a mind game over here. Who is going to throw this Psyshock and Moonblast, getting the first shield. They throw quite early, and this is going to be a Psyshock, which I can tank, but I'll charge up a bit and go for this Moonblast. Let's see if I can get the first shield, and I'll try to snipe down this Sylveon, and they came back with their Empoleon over here. But I've got access to Superpower, which will, you can see over here, which will deal super active damage, and over here it will just be enough to take it out. No, not enough to take it out. And now I'll be coming back with my Gallade over here to get some farm over here, and this is going to be a Hydro Cannon or a Drill Peck, which it is. And I can farm this Empoleon down with quite a bit of energy, and they came back with their Surfaced, which is fine. This is going to be a Leaf Blade, but I'll shield it because Gallade is quite glassy over here, and I tried to catch a move onto my Sylveon, but I do get the game because this close combat will be enough to take this Surfaced out. That's a GG. So for the second set we have got a 5-0, which is pretty awesome with this team, as I told earlier. So this team is quite spicy and might take some opponents with surprise. And if you are using this team, do let me know down in the comments. And that's all for this video. See you again in the next one. Thank you.